Mini skirts are out, knee-length skirts are in. This is my fall prediction. I have a feeling that the hemlines are getting longer and knee skirts are going to be a thing for the coming season, and I'm super into it. I recently bought a skirt at the beginning of the summer that ends right above my knees, and I wore it so much. So I want to make another knee-length skirt, but I want this one to be A-line. I feel Prada does knee-length A-line skirts really well. I just think they're super chic. So I want to make one for myself, mid-rise or low-rise, not sure about that yet. But I want to make it interesting by adding a lot of texture using this ball of macrame rope. If you watched last week's video, you know where I'm going with this macrame string. If you haven't, that's okay, I will explain it later. But let's get into the draft of the skirt. A while ago, I actually made a mini skirt. It was the little corduroy skirt that I made to match the corduroy bomber. It was like a set that I made. Since this perfectly fits me and was tailored to myself, I'm using this as the base pattern and then we'll develop it further. I also need to add a lining. That one doesn't have a lining, but this one I think should have a lining. I actually should try the skirt on because I need to know how long I need this skirt. It's already kind of a mid-rise fit. Okay, I think I'm gonna add 6 inches to it, which is 15 centimeters to the length. And then of course we'll take it out. A-line from the hip down. I actually wanted to know, do you like seeing the drafting process? Do you care about it? Because if you don't really care about the drafting, I'll just always skip it and go straight to the sewing part of it. I just thought maybe it's fun to see how patterns are made, but let me know down in the comments if it's something that interests you or if I should just skip it. So this is the front piece. I decided I actually want to drop the waistband down just a little bit, I think 1 inch, just to make it a little bit more low rise. This was a 3/8 seam allowance. I wanted to actually extend the front to add more space because I felt like it was a little bit tight. Like the side seams weren't on the side. And then of course we need to A-line this hip. This is the actual bottom of the skirt and I wanted to add 6 inches to that. 6. Don't worry, I will curve up the end. This is the back panel. I did all the same things. I dropped it down 1 inch like the top one. The front is already cut out. I added the seam allowance, I extended it, and to make sure that the sides matched up, I lined up the front panel and made sure that it matches the same length. But then, which is crucial for the bottom, this is called walking the pattern, when you line up the sewing lines, making sure it also fits, but keeping sure that the curve that goes from the front to the back is a nice curve and it doesn't go like up or that it's misaligned. You want to make sure that it goes nicely all the way around. The first part of the pattern is done. I do want to add a facing and a lining, but I want to make the actual skirt first to be sure that it's fitting exactly how I want it to. I don't want to have to make an alteration to the pattern and the facing and everything. So once I know that it fits good, we'll continue with the rest of the pattern. Now I'm going to make it out of this white cotton. It's an old bed sheet, I think. I got it from somebody for free actually. So that's nice. But I liked white because it will make the black string really pop. You'll be able to see the texture that we're going to add from far away. And black and white is just a classic combination. Oh, and this is the lining. Very basic. Pressed and ready to go. Now let's just quickly sew this up. I'm not gonna add the zipper quite yet. We just need to do the fitting. This is the skirt. I'm liking it. The back, I have it pinned on center back. I would say it's fitting well, but I am going to take it in just a wee bit on the very, very top, just because it's a little too big. That's actually not a bad length, I don't think. Anyway, this is like exactly how I envisioned it. I was just doing the little adjustments that we talked about, like bringing in the side seam. I did the serging on the seams, the hem. So I'm just going to quickly finish the hem, pop the zipper in, and then we can start drafting the lining and the waistband. And I'm going to keep it separate because I think to add the texture, I want to just do it to the outside of the skirt before attaching the lining. But if I can have it all prepared, I think that will be the best way to do it. The outer skirt is done. I have it hanging there. I'm just going to quickly draft the lining. Next step is to figure out the texture with the string. I know what I want it to look like. I have an idea of how to execute it, but I'm not 100%. So I'm going to quickly do the lining for me in a bit, for you in a second, and the next step will be texture. So it's actually the next day. I finished sewing the lining yesterday. I just made the same skirt again, but the top I turned into a facing out of my logo, and we did a double 1/4 inch hem. So lining is done, and it actually redid the outer skirt as well. I wasn't happy with how the side seam was falling on the last one, so I just curved it a little bit better and just remade it. I mean, it was fast, but that's done. Now is the texture with the string that we have to figure out today. If you saw last week's video, you know that I made a swatch trying this technique, which is what got us here today. And this was to imitate the fabric from Cicely Bonson. Now with the knit, it wasn't really working because the knit is of course stretchy and it was kind of starting to pucker, I noticed. Because the knit didn't work, I thought we would try it on the cotton. This is 100% cotton. The rope is also 100% cotton, so that's a good combination. I just need to figure out how exactly to do it, so I'm going to do a swatch on this little square. Finished my swatch, and it's gonna take me a very long time to do this. This is what I'm learning. This is 1 inch apart, the spacing, and then this is 1.5 inches, which I don't mind. I was playing around with different stitches. This was just a zigzag. It kept jamming. This is a straight stitch. It was hard because the rope was round, so it just kept moving. I did a couple different types of zigzags, and the last one was the most successful, which is this little zigzag here. I was just playing with lengths. The only thing is I have to make it a bit thinner because you can see the stitch coming off of the black rope. So now I'm going to snip it all because I did try to stagger it. I sewed it 1 inch and then I left 1 inch. This is the final swatch. It's going in a good direction. I do unfortunately think that it looks better when it's 1 inch apart, which just means more work for me. I think the little poofs are way too small compared to the stitch line, so I think I'm going to stitch it at 1 inch, leave 2 inches so that each frayed piece is also 1 inch, matching that length. Okay guys, I think we found the system. I think it's so cool. This is exactly what I had pictured in my mind. Like, these are way more enhanced, visible. Okay, like this was the first swatch. Looks messy, doesn't look cute. But this, we're on to something. We're starting with the very first stitch, and I'm going to do it on the hem stitch just to cover it up. I'm like laying the string beside the ruler, and I'm making little chalk marks so I know when to stop and start sewing on the string, and it actually really helps. Wait, let's see how long this takes. It is currently 1:24. There's gonna be so many threads later. I'm going to stitch everything first, then cut all the threads, and then fray after. That way it just keeps things contained. Just finished the first row, and it's 1:40. So 15 minutes for one. Not so bad, and that's just sewing it on. I'm gonna leave it like this, and now I'm gonna do the one below. It's a couple hours later. I did take a very small break, but we are only this far. It's taking so long. But I'm doing pretty well. The only thing I've noticed on the back, the center back, I'm keeping the strings kind of long just so I have room to play with it, and maybe I need to stitch some down. I find it when I come around here that they're starting to line up. They're not staggering as much anymore. I think it's because the skirt is, of course, getting smaller the further I go up. So it's just like shifting things. So I am adjusting the stitches, trying to make sure that it doesn't line up all on this one side. But I'm liking how it's going. But I'm gonna just keep on going. I think it's like 4 o'clock now. So it's been a few hours. I really want to get it done today, but who knows? Let's see how it goes because my body is already feeling it. It's now 5:30. I don't remember the time it was in the last clip when I showed you my progress, but this is where we're at now. We're almost done. It is going faster because it's obviously less to put on. My arm is killing me. My like whole right arm is killing me from holding it all the time. But I measured and I think it's only gonna be like 5 more rows. I'm surprised at how straight I'm keeping the lines, which is nice. Okay, we have finished sewing on all the strings. Oh my goodness, my arm is so sore. I left a little bit of space at the top because there will be the seam allowance, so it'll be like this. But the hard work is done. Oh my goodness, that took forever. It's like 10 after 6 now. We just need to add the lining. The lining is complete and it's in officially all together. The last step is trimming all the threads and then cutting and fraying everything. I will say this is probably one of the most tedious things I've made in a very long time, and I don't think I will do this again. Even if I really love the outcome, it's so much work. I'm so excited to see how this turns out. And it better turn out good because this was a lot of work. So I started fraying a little bit of the pieces. This is what it's looking like so far. I am going to fray the rest of it and then we'll jump to the final styling of this. And so far, I'm excited for it.